right, here we go. Bulletproof Traders in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Thursday today, and on the menu we have our crypto market watch list video, where we're going to be talking about 4 assets. By the way, 2 of them we already have position in. Very small size position. We're actually waiting for that trigger to get a lot more aggressive, and I'm talking about Chainlink and Stellar. We're going to talk about those 2. And we also have 2 assets that we do not have any position in right now, and they're pure pending trading opportunities for us. It's the Cardano and Avalanche. All right, let's go right ahead, dive in, analyze those 4 pending trading opportunities, even though 2 of them are already existing positions. But we're going to start with the Chainlink. And here it is. Here it is. This is the Chainlink. As you can see, price action has been contained by this purple system, this purple CPM system, right? Beautifully contained, I have to say. Now, as you can see, we already have a position in, actually 2 trades, but it's still a small size position, Chainlink, for the Chainlink particularly. So what we're waiting for is price action to crack open that 1388. That's the trigger. That's the trigger level. Once we pass through that obstacle, then the door is gonna be open to the rest of the move, all the way up to 15. It's actually 14,999, right? So once price action starts to break through, we're gonna get a lot more aggressive, trying to increase that position size all the way to the target, right? So there you go. By the way, if it fails to break out, it's going to have another downside leg, potentially another downside leg towards the lower section. We're not necessarily going to get out, right? We're going to stay in position and potentially even double down on it once it hits the lower section of that very local range. All right, so we got the Chainlink. The second one was Stellar. Also, we have a very small position in. We got in yeah, the timing was off when we got in. We got in when price action started to cross over 24.41, but it wasn't confirmed. That breakout was not confirmed, and I got in anyway. The reason was I wanted to have some skin in the game, so I started with a very small size position, taking into account the potential for a failure to actually break out. And it did fail on the weekly bar. Right, take a look at that little spike here. I'm going to zoom in. That was the failure. So it wasn't confirmed because price action didn't break above with the weekly close confirmation, right? But yeah, we almost got stopped out. Price action went pretty deep, and we set our stop loss level slightly deeper, so we weren't caught. We were not caught with that move. Stayed in position, and price action came right back up again. But take a look. It's knocking on that same door. Right now, as we speak, 24.41, you can see the rejection. Now, I have to admit, I don't like that. I don't like that rejection, but it doesn't mean it's not going to come back and crack it open eventually. So we're staying in position, and once price action secure that crossover of 24.41, preferably with a weekly breakout confirmation, of course, not like we had last time, right? That's gonna open the path all the way up to 28.39 and even higher, to be honest, even higher. 34.72 is the last line of resistance and primary target, and also final destination. So we got a lot of upside potential here with the Cardano, but first we need to clear out that obstacle 24.41. As you can see, once price action does that, we're going to get a lot more aggressive, double up, tripling up, and so forth. All right, so these 2 positions you actually know already because we're involved with them. But let me introduce 2 assets that you do not know about because we haven't been talking about them. And those are pure pending trading opportunities. I'm talking about the Cardano. Let's take a look at that list again. So we're talking about Cardano, trigger level 59.28, 2 targets, 69.95 and 77.93. And Avalanche, trigger level 1882 with one target, 2149. All right, let's go see how that looks like. So when it comes to the Cardano, take a look. It's fighting. It's fighting that trigger level 5928 right now as we speak. Price action was already there, trying to break through. Got rejected slightly, temporarily at least. And we can see it's backing off a little bit. But I think it has a good chance to actually be successful eventually without dropping even lower to a new low. I'm not talking about that. I think it can, in this particular attempt right now, I think it can be successful a little bit later down the road, potentially even later today or tomorrow. We'll see. But take a look at the daily chart. So from the daily perspective, yesterday managed to close above 59.28 by a very tiny margin. Close was 59.47. But today, right off the bat, it's crossing back below that level. So I'm very interested to see how the day is going to end up. Because if it's going to pull back up before the end of the day and stay above 59.28, that's a very good sign for us. That's a green light to proceed. Although we would prefer to have a weekly crossover, a weekly breakout confirmation above 59.28, a weekly session close above 59.28 before we're going to step in. All right. Then the upside potential, you can see, like I said, like we've seen on the list, 69.95 first target, and then 77.93 second target, final destination. All right. So that's Cardano. Avalanche. Very similar. Looks very similar to the Cardano. Here the trigger level, looks very similar to the chain link. Let's take a look at those. This is the chain link. This is the avalanche, right? That's a local trigger here. We had a local trigger. In the case of the chain link, we were talking about 1388. But with the avalanche, we're talking about 1882. Been engaged already today, but got rejected, and now it's turning negative. I don't know how this negativity, I don't know how sustainable this negativity is. I don't think it's going to go too far down. It's just I think it's acknowledging 1882, and it's going to come back up to try to finish up the job and crack open and start, that bull cycle that we see on the horizon. But yeah, just before we're going to step in, we need price action to actually prove that it can handle this obstacle, 1882, start, gaining traction and conquering new territory above 1882 before we're going to jump into position. But once it does, the upside potential is clear. It's 2149. There's more ambitious targets later down the road, but I'm not going to talk about them at this point. We just want to keep our eyes on the ball, so to speak. So yeah, 2149. That's going to be our primary target for this particular bullish campaign. But first, we need price action to cross over 1882. That's the trigger level. All right, guys. So there you go. These are the 4 assets that we have on our list. We'll definitely follow up on those, and we'll keep you posted as always. Hope you enjoyed that video. Wishing you a great trading day. We're going to see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care.